Everyone. It's a beautiful, sort of sunny day in Detroit, which is kind of nice. I at least I woke up without that terrible migraine headache because the sun was
Oh,
out. You too, Sylvia.
ah, ah,
I know.
that's another show.
I
That's
know.
another show.
I did. I just said to a girlfriend, I don't want to move, but if the sun doesn't start coming out, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
but I do have my coffee right here. I have Sylvia Hubbard, and I'm really excited because I just shared with her that I get to work with a lot of local authors. Um, and Sylvia, your name just does, it comes up all the time in conversation when you are an award-winning Detroit author, you're founder of the Motown Writers, and I cannot just I cannot wait to talk to you about this. And you're an avid blogger. I confess we're late today because I was getting a Mother's Day gift at the door. Thank God for um, people who will deliver to you. And um, Sylvia said, well, I have to keep busy. I just started a blog. Of course she did. So Sylvia Hubbard, welcome. I want to say right off the bat, motownwriters.com for all my authors, bloggers, people who want more information about the wonderful world of authors, head there, or sylviahubbard.com. I'm going to say that a lot because we want to build up your traffic today. So welcome. Thanks for spending some time with me
Thank
today.
you. This is
I
an
feel really
honor.
honored to at least meet this way. One day it will be coffee downtown.
Right. Hopefully.
I
It's
know.
a new thing
Masks,
going
I
on.
don't care, masks up, whatever.
Right.
So
Definitely.
welcome.
It's a date. It's a date.
I gave a brief bio, but tell me a little bit more about yourself.
Well, I have three kids that I know of. I
Do you want three more?
no, no, I'm not taking applications.
I may some days I may give mine away. No, I'm just kidding, kids. As Mother's Day approaches, I guess we should be kind.
If you want a good gift, if you
Right.
want a good gift, right?
Right.
But like, yeah, I have been publishing books since 2000, and right now I'm a little bit over 50 something books of romance and suspense. And the Motown Writers Network was established about the same time, so we're about 20 years old. I have become a literary doula. That I've birthed thousands and thousands of books. Right now, I'm a podcaster. I do a lot of speaking, not only to teach literary writing, publishing, and marketing, but also to help busy single moms, because for 20 years that's what I did. I was an author, I was a business owner. I was still raising kids on my own until, like, they was practically out the door, before I finally said, okay, I'll get married now. And and so,
Well, I
like,
guess like one of the I guess I think about when everything, you do. One big question I have, and I say this as a mom, I always would say to my kids, and my husband is an attorney, and most people know this. He always would say to our kids, "You've got to write. You just got to
mhm,
keep writing. Read something,
yes.
write about it." Um, and what advice do you give to people who say, "Well, I want to write a book, or I want to be a writer, or I just want to write a blog"?
I say do it. And your husband's right. The best careers are writing careers, people that have to write a lot in their career. So he's actually given them a very good life lesson. So doctors do it. They do. The majority is it is writing. Most of his work is writing up things. Engineers, most of it's just writing. And then the second part is reading. so so the best careers lie in writing and reading. for people who want to do it, and especially people who say, well, I have a calling, or the Lord has blessed me with the story. Well, then you have to do it, because then you want to get your blessings. So
Sylvia, I think you just hit on something really interesting. And I have said this publicly many times. When I was a kid, I didn't like to read. I had a reading comprehension problem and definitely addressed it in school right away. My mom was a teacher, so it wasn't overlooked or anything. I just didn't enjoy it. And what I found was, or could pinpoint, until I had a third grade teacher, so it took a long time. I had a third grade teacher who took a book out of my hand and put a different book in my hand.
right,
And it was, stop reading what you don't like.
right.
Read what you like. And I remember, and it's sad because we've seen the passing of Beverly Cleary, and I read every book.
Of
Those were,
course.
I mean, I said, I was watching, all the things about her life, and I thought this was an author that my mom could keep putting that book in my hand. I like to read Encyclopedia Brown. And it wasn't until, this wonderful third grade teacher said, I might be giving you a book in class, but I'm going to give Sari this book instead.
Oh,
And, so God bless all those teachers out there who,
yes, definitely.
recognize a kid in the classroom um, in that way, because even today, I have friends who are like, join our book club, and that's not my enjoyment. I don't,
Right.
but when I find a book or a genre, and I love to read biographies, and it's probably not shocking because I love to tell people's stories. So therefore I like biographies, and that's what I like to read, which isn't usually part of book clubs, by the
Right.
way.
Right. Definitely.
It's not. And so I, will find that, and I find that enjoyment. Um, but with my kids, it's amazing. Of my three kids, I have such avid readers. And I don't know if it was, I kept, trying to say, well, here, try this book, try this book, try this book, but I knew how important it was to read to become good writers.
Right. Definitely.
And
Definitely.
you just hit upon that, and I think that is an important message for it's hard, it's hard as an adult to
Hmm.
become a great writer. Um,
Yes. And the only way you can become a good writer is to read other people who have paved the way. You have to not only read them, but understand them,
mhm,
and be able to, I always say, like, if you really want to become that good writer, try to mimic what they do, and then
mhm,
go off on your own. Your voice will come. I think a lot of us struggle with that as writers, is that, where's my voice? Where is, my own voice? I don't want to be like them. I like what they do. But the only real way is to start down that road of where you want to become, which is going through the fact of mimicking them and seeing their styles and everything, and then your voice will take over. It's automatic. But you have to keep at it, like, every day. Read the greats, and then write
right.
better and better and better every day. And it's just like becoming an Olympian. You have to get out there, and you have to do the practice,
Yeah.
practice, practice constantly. And that's basically, what I did through life. And even when I became an author in 2000, I still never stopped studying, the greats. I still never stopped studying the path that I needed to take. I'm constantly going to be a learner for, like, the rest of my life. So, and then that's what's going to make it better for me, and then giving my readers something that they deserved. I'm not just in this for, the money. And hey, yes, it paid my house off, but I mean, I still love it, because I am giving the readers something that they can
Mhm.
hold on, and they find tangible, to be able to walk back up to me and say, "Oh my God, that character. Oh my God, how, when is he gonna get married? Or what is he gonna?" And I'm looking at them like, that was part of my imagination. You ask me questions like he's human. Like, I don't like the way he's treating her, and can you do something about it? I'm like,
But I think that
you're really talking.
what an amazing compliment when somebody reads your book and they say, "What next? What happened to that character? What do
Right.
you
That is it's an awesome compliment.
do you ever, I mean, and then do you take that feedback and say, that's a book? That's, another.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes they point me in the direction I needed to go with that character anyway.
Mhm.
Sometimes, because I usually take old characters in books that were in other books, maybe sub characters, and then I'll turn around and make a book out of that.
I love
Especially like
that.
if my
Yeah.
readers was like, "Oh my gosh, I love the best friend," or "That mechanic was hilarious," or "What's going on with her brother?" And
Uh-huh.
then I'll be like, "Oh, let's see what's going on." And then I even got into even asking my readers, "Well, what kind of story you guys want?" And a lot of them came up and said, "Okay, we want this and this and this." And it would challenge me as a writer to try to gear the story towards my readers want what I wanted, and then let the
Mhm.
characters take over and see what happened. So that was really fun, because I never knew what they were going to come up with. Like, I was like, "Okay, story time. Let's see what you got." And they'd be like, "Okay, here's a prostitute and here's a duke, and it takes place in Detroit." And I'm like, "What am I supposed to do with that?" Like that,
I love
where
that.
and when would a duke ever be in Detroit? And actually I did. I wrote the book. It was called Tanner's Devil. And it was like an awesome book to write. It was like so much fun trying to manipulate reality into my fiction world, and just take their suggestions and then just move the story forward. So that was good. That was like it was really fun. So I have stories like that where I've published the books, and I always thank my readers. You always see like this big paragraph of about 20 names of beta readers who were there with me during the whole process. So it's pretty fun. I still do it, and I still enjoy it, because it's a challenge. After 40 books, you're like, "Okay, what do I do next? Let
Yeah,
me
for
ask somebody
sure.
else."
Did you have, would you say like as a child you had that create imagination? I mean, did you lay there and
Well, according to my mother, yes.
uh-huh,
According to my mother, she said when I was 6 or 7, I used to lie to her a whole bunch. And what she would do is like, she just got exhausted by it. So what she would do is make me write my lie down. And then once I wrote the lie down, I had to come back and tell her the lie again, read off the
uh-huh.
lie I had just written. Then I got a second butt whooping. Now it taught me two things. One is that lies look so much better on paper and it's less painful.
Right. Exactly.
Number
Exactly.
two, I also learned a lot about the human spirit, and that is, it's not the lie that hurts us, it's the extent or the amount of energy we put into the lie.
Mm,
That's what breaks us, is how much a white lie is to a black lie. It's still a lie, but our heart weighs on that,
mhm.
and how much energy that person put into that lie is what really hurts us. So that she taught me character development, story, plotting, everything, all in those things. So my pain became my pleasure. I stopped
Yeah.
lying, so I don't have a lot of friends, but I just start writing all the time.
I see,
I found it to be a source.
I say like I'm not smart enough to lie, so I can't remember so I avoid that. I have an imagination,
Yeah,
but I
I
can't.
say thanks, mom. Right.
um,
I'm glad that she caught on that I was this, I was smart enough to do it. I wasn't smart enough to do anything else. And, all my sisters had talents, but when she would ask me something, she said, I would just to lie for something. And she just finally had gotten enough of it and just started funneling it into that. So I have to thank her for really recognizing my
Aw.
strength
Oh, I love
and
that.
turning it into something good for me. So
Well, I
thank you,
know
Mom.
I love that. And see, Mother's Day, there you go. But I
There's a Mother's Day story.
right. I know that, you know, as a writer or someone in the creative arts, it's often hard to be positive because sometimes it's a it's an entertainment world of no's and rejections when you put this is a
Right.
world of putting your heart and soul into, you said birthing a baby. I
Definitely.
mean, and you come down with the creative and it's like, here it is, it is every time it's the best work every time. And it's hard to stay
Right.
positive. We've had a year of pivoting, adjusting. And how have you really stayed
Yes.
positive in this year of going, doing what you do?
Um, Finding that self-care and being successfully happy. And not just happy, because we always say we want to be happy or we want to be successful. I try to do both because that's what really works to be successfully happy. And that's an everyday thing for women. I always say take that hour no matter what and do whatever you want with it, because you've given all the other 23 hours to everybody else. So take that 1 hour every day because it's yours, and don't let anybody in take it away. Not even yourself.
Mhm.
We'll say, well, I'll sacrifice this hour today. And then it becomes a repetition to the point of we're not even putting lotion on anymore.
Oh, Sylvia, you know what,
Especially as
you're
women.
hitting the nail right on the head today because it's really true. I think we do that. I'll look at my calendar and I'll block a time off, and then
Right.
it's the first time it's that block that I give away. Immediately, somebody will
Right.
say, I'll be like,
and
oh, I
and
have.
I actually got that advice from my mother. She told me that. She told me, and I thought for sure it was being selfish. She was like, don't answer your door, don't answer your phone. She said,
Mhm,
do something for yourself. She said, I don't care if it's an hour of sleep or it's an hour of writing. She said, I don't care if it's a movie or a series or something. She was like, do something that makes you happy in that hour and never, ever, ever, ever give it away. And I learned from that. It was the day after I had a nervous breakdown that she had to kind of pound that into me. But
I don't,
I'm
and
glad that
I'm
she
glad
did,
she
because
did. I'm glad she did, but I guess that may be a whole other conversation too. I should get a whole bunch of women
that, yeah.
together because I don't know why we take ourselves all the way to the extreme to come back to
Right.
that motherly advice that we do give. I mean, you've given that advice, I'm sure, to
Right.
friends and to colleagues and to say like, oh, you should take care of yourself, but yet we don't do it for ourselves.
Right. And but from that point, and I practice that of plan, pray, parent, of just going in every day and keeping true to myself. And then at the end of the day, I do ask myself, was this a good day? Can I make it a better day tomorrow? And because we don't do self-assessments,
Hmm.
and that's what we should do. In this year, I did lose my mom, and then 4 weeks later, I lost my best friend. Uh, so I did go through things. It wasn't an easy year for me, because those were, one was my right, one was my left. And
Yeah.
when you feel your foundation just, crumble, you kind of say, hey, is is this what I want? Did I make myself happy today despite what I was feeling? And
Mhm.
I still practice it. I still find a way to be successfully happy every day, despite the pain. My dad always said, figure out the problem and cry later. You're always going
Mm,
to have time to cry.
wow.
And you do. You never stop feeling that grief. And I tell people, don't ever try to stop it. Don't take pills, don't
Right.
take drugs, don't take anything to stop that grief.
Mm-mm.
Feel the grief, because you have to go through the storm in order to get rainbows. So, and then it just makes you a better writer too, because then you have a solution, you have a conclusion, and you have a resolution to the pain you're feeling, to the problems and the stress you're feeling. You have a
Mm-hmm.
solution. Yes, they passed. Yes, I'm sad, but you know what? They would want me to be happy. They would want me to
Yeah.
continue on with my life. So that is my resolution every day when I wake up and I think about them. And that's how I keep going.
I love that. And that's why you are who you are. Um, and,
Uh,
Motownwriters.com. I'll say it again. You need to visit. I want to, sort of change gears here a little bit. Just one
uh-huh.
question as a publicist, when authors come to me, I get asked a lot. And that is published or self-published. Um, and I don't often ask that question to 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 others, but just in your own opinion, you know, what should I be telling them?
I usually say it's like I can't make the choice for you. I can educate you what each industry does. And it's kind of like you gotta pick a husband or you gotta pick a wife. I can't, I'm the matchmaker. I can put the choices in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
How you know you will get success is what works best for you. If you
Okay.
are author and you have a really good piece of work, but you don't have time to do at least 8 to 10 hours a day to be that DIY indie author,
Mm-hmm.
then go the traditional route. But
Mm-hmm.
if you are hardworking, a control freak,
Sometimes hire a
you
publicist.
want to
Sometimes
see
hire a
success
publicist.
fast. Right. And but in both cases I say hire a
Right.
publicist. That's a either or. You need a publicist no matter what, because it's so much to do. It's people think it's getting through that writing phase or
Right.
publishing phase is the easy part. But it's 10% to write the book, it's 10% to publish the book, it's 80% to market that book.
Right.
And I'm
Right.
going to tell you, it will take blood, sweat, and tears plus a publicist to help you out. So
Thanks. I keep my,
definitely.
but no, I mean, and it's interesting because I have worked with published and self-published, and you're right. There are the pros and I don't know if it's pros and cons, but there's different directions for both. And I've had authors who have worked in the traditional and then self-published too. They've done both.
Hmm.
And it's always an interesting question that I like to get people's more of their perspective on, because there are more and more self-published books out there, and it's because I think that sometimes the traditional route takes a long, 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 long
It
time,
does.
you know. And for someone in the creative field, they finished, they have a good piece of work, and they're like, I want people to see it.
Mhm.
Who can blame them?
Right.
Blood, sweat, and
Right.
tears. But you're right. It takes a lot. I will say this, and I can say it, you don't have to, because you work in the traditional route. I also have found that a large publishing house often works like, I like to equate it to opening day of a great movie. They throw you
Right.
out there, they give you all the hoopla, and then your book goes, I don't want to say by the wayside, but it falls to the next group.
Right.
And
It's on to the next.
And
Yes. It's
so,
kind of like a baby. After about
mhm,
3 to 6 months, you're kind of like, okay, let's go to, and if you don't have another baby for them, or another baby's not coming down the chain, even for your readers, and that goes for both sides, people are going to lose interest and say,
right,
okay, next, and then jump to another author. And you're like, wait a minute, you said I was just the most perfect book in the world.
right.
And
And
yeah,
so
you got to keep going.
I will say to any author out there, published or self-published, that is where your marketing aspect needs to kick in, because you've just created this book. Have you made any money? Have you sold it? Well, maybe the first week or
Right.
two, but now is your book just sitting on the shelf? You need to be out there speaking and doing all of those things that go, you don't
Something
just write
every
the
day,
book.
every day.
Yeah, every day is right. And
Every day you do have
I,
to think about that, because your readers are not just, and I think we a lot of us are still just thinking locally instead of globally,
mhm,
and that's what hinders us. I think once I started, and I've been blessed to be able to do it early in my writing career, when like my first book was not doing well, and I used to, every night, that guy Lesko used to get up on TV and say, oh, if you buy my product, you get on the internet and you make millions. And I'm sitting up here like, I have a book, why can't I do it? And that was
mhm,
actually back in 2001, when book reading was not even thought about, being done on the screen. That was
yeah.
before the Kindle, that was before everything. And when I started doing it, I had a New York Times best-selling author tell me back in 2003, Sylvia, no one will ever want to read a book on a computer screen. You are crazy for pushing some silly ebook all the time, because I couldn't afford my product, because the government was like, you got to feed your kids or you go to
Right.
jail. You know all of that.
Yeah. They're
And
very
then
funny about
I
that.
knew that. Right. So I knew I could get on there and I could do it. And then it was every day I would
Right.
wake up, okay, how can I get more readers? How can I get? And then I started thinking, like, beyond that computer screen, it's not just a couple of readers, which I would get if I was just walking around Detroit or even visiting libraries in Michigan.
Mhm,
On that computer screen, I have billions of
mhm.
readers. And if I could just get $1 book into each one of their hands, I just need 10% of that billion. I just, even 1% of that billion to give me $1. And that's what I would literally think about every day, is how can I get $1 from those readers? If I can get just $1 from that 1%, I'm a millionaire. And
Right.
it just broke it down little by little. Hey, I
Well,
can do that.
and I think that that's why you are who you are. I said it before. The brilliance of just thinking that it's not just writing the book, it's marketing the book, it's marketing you, it's marketing your business. And I think that's really important when you set out to be creative and write a book.
Right.
You need to have the business plan, and uh, or find the tools, and tools are always you know super important. um,
Very,
i
very.
I say to people who want to be an actor or be a writer, you know reach out to resources. There are people who want to help. um,
Definitely.
you be successful. You are one of them. And the things that you do, which is why I hope you'll come back and we can talk more
Girl,
about.
anytime. Just, yeah, just
um
send an appointment. I'm just ready.
I have to say that I know one thing that has slowed down, but I know you figure out how to maneuver around it, and that is the events portion, or being out there in the public. How are
Yes.
My last question really is, what do you have coming up, or how are we going to see you on Zoom?
So, yes, I have. It's funny because I do have a lot of Zooms. I didn't even think Zoom was that, like, I could get Zoom fatigue,
Oh,
because I'm not
we
like,
all can.
because I'm not really that into it, like even like with my benefit job, I'm still kind of like, okay, I'm not doing a lot of conference callings or anything. Like I don't have to be in a lot of meetings. I have a job where I can just, hey, if I can do what I want to do and that's it. But yeah, I have a lot of things coming up and I'm trying to like, okay, I got it now. So I have a lot of things coming up in terms of like speaking events, podcasting. I always keep podcasting has always been my bae.
Uh-huh.
Um, I tell authors there are hundreds and thousands of podcasters always looking for guests.
Yes.
And we're crazy if you think that you can't get a podcast at least once a week where you are on someone else's platform. It is how Obama won the election, by getting into those small podcast platforms and
Hmm.
getting people to hear what he had to say. So if he can become president by being on all these podcasts, you can become a really great author. So tomorrow, I know that I'm working with an anthologist about mental health. So we'll
Oh,
be
wow.
talking about how we took our pain became our purpose.
Hmm.
And you can check me out on my Facebook page to find out more information or the live link for that. And then this second Saturday, we are still going on in the Motown Writers Network. We didn't let the pandemic stop us. We just stopped meeting at the library every
Right.
second Saturday. So now we meet on our Facebook group page. And week, this weekend at 10 a.m., we'll be having a guest author talk about the power of live streaming and how it creates great search engine optimization and how it can benefit authors. And even if you're introverts, how to do it and how to do it well. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, I have a lot. We could be here all day
I
going through.
I love that. Well, so again, please go to motownwriters.com or sylviahubbard.com. um she's, while she was waiting for me, she was blogging. So let's be honest, we're going to get off. She's going to continue writing. Um, she's going to continue writing. We're all going to continue reading. Um,
uh,
I definitely come back this summer.
Oh yeah, because I
Kate,
actually have 3 releases coming up. I'm doing the Amazon Vella. I finished that one already. I've already posted it, waiting for it to go live. And
okay.
then I'm doing a 3-part series this year. So I pushed the first part out, and it's actually premium content for my website, which I found out website exclusivity is starting to become very popular. A lot of people now want to really support the author itself. They
Mhm.
don't want the middleman,
Yes.
they just want the author. So I have the second part actually coming out in August. The
Okay.
Vella will be coming out in July. And then I have a book coming out on Amazon called The Trouble with Gabrielle, where
Oh,
she's alone, pregnant, and about to be murdered. So that's always fun.
oh my goodness.
So that'll be
Okay.
out in
Well,
September.
I just wrote down, oh my God, you're going to have a busy summer.
Yeah,
No slowing down. Well, I
no,
am definitely good. I'm making myself a note, or I'm going to have you back. We're going to talk about specifically those releases, and some of
definitely.
the events.
I'll
Um,
probably have half my hair out from pulling it.
this will always be my hair.
Like I
But
just like,
I
oh.
can't tell you, as I told you before and privately, your name comes up a lot with my authors, that you are a
Oh,
go-to resource for them, and so many. So I thank you,
thank
and
you.
just keep doing what you're doing, because it's really, really inspiring.
It keeps
And
me
I'm
young, so and as I
so
get to
we
50,
all have to find that.
I got to
I
do
I
something
hope.
because retinol not working.
Oh my God. Okay, I told you we were going to have coffee. I think you and I are going to go have a glass of wine. I really love this conversation. I'm going to go find you.
No, thank
We're gonna meet
you.
up this summer.
Definitely. Yeah, we're a hop,
I'm
skip, and
so
jump
glad
away.
you are. I'm so glad you're a Michigan resource that's global. Like that, I don't have to go very far to find you, but thank God for I say, thank God for the internet because and Zoom lately, it brings
Yes,
everyone together. So
definitely.
you
Definitely.
have an amazing, amazing day, an amazing Mother's Day. Make those kids be nice to you. That's what
Oh,
I
you
tell. That's what I
too.
tell
Definitely.
everybody. Whether if that's them calling you or leaving you alone, whatever you're,
Right. The latter
whatever,
is always better,
yeah,
but
whatever it is. Um, yeah, I haven't heard from my daughter yet today, which is, unusual.
oh,
So, but I really am so glad to meet you, and
thank
we will
you.
get together soon.
Definitely.
I'm here to spread anything that you have going on. So always shoot me an
Oh,
email so I can put it out there.
okay, definitely, definitely. I'll email you about our Saturday event and we can go from
Perfect.
there.
All right. Enjoy your day.
You too.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.